Hi, welcome to the Me and My Bass series. Today is something very special, at least for me, and what makes this bass so special. Although there was some sort of fender in the thumbnail, I must confess this is not actually a fender. No, it's the Steinberger L2. Something rather different, I admit. But let me explain what did go on December 2006. During 2006, I decided to go back to playing bass instead of playing keyboards in the band Real. Well, it wasn't really keyboard playing, it was rather key pressing, hitting the right key at the right time, actually. I had enough of that and was going back to my old bass. Fortunately, I did still have my Steinberger XP bass right here, which I bought in 1919 second hand. I could tell you all about that as well, but that's a totally different story. So I got that bass from under my bed where it was stashed for more than 10 years and found out one of the jaws had broken. The jaws are these things right here, which hold the string inside the bridge and are also the tuners. I had to find new ones to be able to play that bass. In the meantime, I thought, well, maybe I buy a second one. So I bought a second-hand XT bass, which is something like this, the original shape, but of the L or XL, but completely made out of wood. After playing that bass, I surely found out that the carbon neck on the XP felt totally different and made it sound better. Then I started the quest for an original L or XL, and I assumed it would sound much better than the XT. I did put up ads if someone had such a bass for sale, and lo and behold, a guy in Switzerland offered me one. I already saw that bass on eBay, so I already knew the pictures of that bass he sent it me. Somehow I got sort of a fever for that bass. I just couldn't stop thinking about it, and somehow I just had to have it. It was already December, and at one point I decided to drive to this guy to pick it up. The problem was where this guy was stationed was dead in the middle of the skiing area in Switzerland. Although he offered me to stay at his place if I would go there, I decided not to do that because the problem was I hadn't even drove through thick snow ever. I didn't have any winter tires or chains, so the best way to go about was that I would it have sent it to me. Then came the payment. I tried to pay through PayPal, but I couldn't get the whole amount to him. So halfway through the PayPal, I had to switch to a bank. It wasn't that easy. I must say the guy who sold me the bass was really patient with me, and thank God in the end he did send me the bass. Then came the waiting. It was already around Christmas, so all the mail came to a halt. A few days after Christmas, I finally got the word that it was on its way to my house after it had gone through customs, etc. Then the mailman was there at my doorstep with a package from Switzerland. Yay! The only thing I didn't know, or was forgotten, was the fact that Switzerland was not part of the EU. EU, European Union. So I had to pay almost a third of the asking price as taxes to this mailman before I could get my hands on this package. So I paid again, and at last I unpacked this unseen, unplayed bass, and it was beautiful as I expected. I plugged it in and I had trouble to stay upright. It sounded so good, it blew me away. Digging somewhat deeper, I found out this bass was produced right around my birthday in 1982. And then I knew it. This bass was supposed to be with me from day one. It had made a detour. I don't know who originally owned it and how it got its way to Switzerland. But now it sat in my lap and I was over the moon. It's also the only bass I gave a name. As B.B. King had a guitar called Lucille, I thought I named this bass Ari. Just a stupid joke, not really a fancy Dutch name, but I love that kind of humor. You can guess by now that I will never ever live apart from this bass. It almost becomes a part of me in a way. Anyways, let's take a listen how this bass sounds. As on all my Steinbergers, the neck pickup is about 75% and the bridge is full open. The bridge pickup, that is.
Of course the guy can't play.
And there you have it. The signal flow was the bass into my UED Apollo Twin, which had an Ampeg SVT simulation running on it. I used the Rock A preset. I hope you liked this episode where I opened up a bit how I did purchase this bass and what it was for me all the time and why it's also the #1 bass for me. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'd like to thank you for watching. Until next time, see you. Bye bye.